Got a big day on the bike planned. I have a big day of drinking coffee planned as well. Now I've heard the way to lose weight Euro style is to just wake up in the morning, not have breakfast, have a coffee, and start pedaling. Okay, we're 1 hour into the ride. So just testing to see this little microphone thing goes. It's a beautiful day. The sun's sort of coming up in the background, but yeah, I'm surprised how good I feel just from having coffee, and that's it for breakfast. I always have a massive bowl, 2 or 3 bowls when I do a big ride. So this is an interesting experiment, but 1 hour in, and I'm going to visit that little blue guy on the wall. 2 hours in, and I guess it's not really surprising that I'm feeling a bit hungry, because it's now closer to 7 o'clock, and I guess if I'm not training, I'm usually up having breakfast at this time anyway. So I've had a bit of a headwind, but keeping the heart rate low, so hopefully I'm just doing a bit of fat burning at this stage. I'm going to try and push another 60 Ks, gives a total of 120 Ks, and probably just over 4 hours before I stop for another coffee. So the furthest I've ridden, just with actually having a couple of decent bowls of breakfast, is about the 100k. So I'm actually going to push further and see what happens there. I guess I'm getting a bit of carbs through the milk and the coffee anyway. That's sort of my plan. But because I'm operating here at 115 beats a minute, hopefully it's all fat burning. I'll have to go back to my textbook and look at the percentage of how much hydrate I'm burning versus how much fat I'm burning as a fuel. So spin around so you can see the heart rate, and there you can see it's quite an overcast, nice day coming into near Moorlands, which has the best scones on the coast apparently, and I think I'll be hitting them up later on the way back because I'll be pretty stinking hungry. Okay, we're now 3 hours into the ride, so last carb read, and I guess the upper level I'm experiencing now is very similar to what it was an hour and a half ago. It hasn't got any worse. I guess I'm consuming enough fluid. Well, that's now 4 hours into the ride, or 120 Ks, and I would have to say I am pretty done now. I don't feel hungry, which is quite, I feel hungry, but not going to eat myself. Yes, definitely leaning towards a glycemic depletion right here. I'm at 120 Ks, and yeah, I don't know if I'm seeing spots or if it's just some funny things to my eyes, but I don't know, I think about 10 Ks I've got a little town which might do my turnaround, 130, maybe 260 for the day, and I think I'll be reaching out for that coffee, but I'm sort of interested to see what will happen if I sort of continue on at sort of pace. My legs are definitely becoming weaker, almost feeling jelly. It's something I'd normally associate with lactic acid. Anyway, I'm sort of interested to see what another 10 Ks of 20 Ks, whatever I can do, will do to my legs. I'll definitely be changing to the small chambering fairly soon and staying in that on most of the climbs from now, because I'm definitely feeling weaker. I'll report back in the next hour and see if I've managed to hang on. If not, it's coffee time fairly soon. Okay, so at the 5 hour mark, still haven't consumed any carbohydrate of any description since my milk and my coffees this morning. Close to 150 Ks. I think I'm going to pull the pin at the dealer. grab a couple of coffees, not pull the Pinto, pull the Yui, and see how far back I get on another 2 coffees. But yeah, I don't think too far. Starting to get quite hungry, and I'm feeling quite rubbish. And at Bulladil, I'm going to be riding with my mates, and yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to keep up with the pace that he's going to want to set. Righto, well, here we are at lovely Bulladila Coles, and I have just purchased a couple of coffees. So these couple down here, and I'm just seeing if that's going to be enough to get us through our next 45 k's to try and get yeah, 200 k's done just on 4 coffees. So yeah, I'll put a little update in the next 45 k's and see how we go. Okay, so it's now been about 10 k's since Bulladila, up to 162 kilometres. So yeah, it's 10 k's since having a couple of coffees, and I don't know, I don't really feel hungry. I actually feel okay. Paul's just stopped to put some booties on to protect his precious shoes, so I'm just tapping out the climb here at 125 beats a minute. So yeah, Paul sort of put the pace on a bit, and first hill out of Bulladil we're doing 150. So that was gonna, I don't know, it might cost me. But plan is to try and get to 200 k's, just a few coffees, and looking down, trying to work out my maths. I've only really got 38 k's to go, so about an hour 20, I guess. And that's food time. I'm just really surprised that I still feel okay. 200 k's have been ticked over. I've had 2 coffees for breakfast. Just had 2 coffees for morning tea about 50 k's ago, and I'm still pedalling on. So I know I've got some bars in my back pocket that I could tap into, but just sort of 120, 130 beats a minute, I'm sort of feeling okay. I think I'll get a bit hungry as we get closer to lunchtime, but fuel-wise, I'm still going. So I'm going to try and push on maybe to Taree, another 20 k's, and see if I can do that 220 on 4 coffees. I might even go 1 coffee there and see if that's enough to get me home. I'll see how we go. Well, here we go, up to 232 kilometres. I still haven't eaten food, I guess, if you're considering coffee as not a food item. So I've had so far, I had 2 coffees for breakfast, had my 2 coffees for sort of lunch, and now we're rolling on to 1:30. It's time for 1 more. So this is number 5, coffee number 5. I'm not putting sugars in it, they're just straight out, bit of milk and coffee, and I'm up to 232 k. So yeah, I'm busted now. Paul's been dropping me lately. I was trying to stay with him to start with, but the 150, 160s up the hill starting to take its toll. I'm now just struggling to even just pedal at 115 beats a minute, because it's sort of been 72 kilometres now since my last coffee. So hopefully now we'll be up to 232, 68 kilometres to go. This 1 coffee is not going to be enough to get me home because I'm so far in the red zone. I'll have to look for another shot coming in the town somewhere. Alternatively, I could just have a sleep right now because I'm not standing up now. I'm just sitting down and I'm sort of looking forward to a bit of chill out time until that coffee turns up. Anyway, we'll keep you updated and see if it's 1 coffee, 2 coffees or 10 coffees to get me through the last 70 k's. Okay, so I guess this is a bit of a recap. My trip was quite interesting. So I got a 300 kilometre day in, 240 kilometres were done on just coffees. So I had the first couple of coffees before I left, Had 2 coffees down at Bulladila after 150 Ks. On the way back, I got to 232, where I had my 5th coffee. And yeah, from 232 to 240, it was pretty, I was in a real bad way. So at 232, I was quite confident of getting to 250 and had the plan to try and ride the whole 300 Ks home. But I got to 236 kilometers and my goal changed from 300 down to 250. But when I got to 238, my goal changed from 250 down to 240. I was absolutely cooked. So 240 just started smashing down all the bars that I've been carrying for the whole trip. Straight in the next servo, straight in the milkshakes, salad rolls, just anything and everything they had. But what was surprising is, I don't know if it's surprising or not, probably 20 Ks, 30 Ks later, I actually started to feel fairly good, like just because my legs had been going so easy for the whole time. And the last 10, 15 Ks, I'd sort of, knocked it back up in the big ring and was driving a fairly good pace. I guess, if I look back and think about what I've learned, I think I've learned I probably eat too much food riding. But at the same time, you also need to eat according to intensity. And most of the time that I am riding, I'm busting out, some fairly high intensity efforts. So, if you are in the high intensity zone, you need to be smashing down food that's high GI, lots of, sugars and, whether that's through gels or sports bars. But, when you're out tapping out the really easy Ks, you can get away with not eating because you're just burning fat reserves that you have on board. So, it's something I'll probably be a bit more mindful of in future.